So I've seen a bunch of news about 7 UK police officers arresting a 16-year-old autistic girl for saying that one of the officers looked like a lesbian. I mean, that is bananas. There should be no reason that a 16-year-old autistic child, girl, boy, whatever, should be arrested for just saying someone looks like a lesbian, but that is apparently the world we find ourselves in. But I'm not super well versed on the topic. I did find a video on it, that's probably the same one that you've all seen if you've seen it, and if not, well, I guess we're learning about this together. It is the body cam footage. I don't know, it's not really body cam, it's a TikTok video. Either way, we're going to take a look at it together, react to it, then I'm going to go through Twitter and check out some of the other responses, but I guarantee you there's no way that the police come out looking like the good guys in this situation. Alright, so here's the post. So UK cops manhandled and arrested an autistic 16-year-old girl because she said that one of the female officers looks like her grandmother, who is a lesbian. Cops took that as a homophobic comment and arrested her. Alright, let's check this out. First of all, this is what police do when dealing with autistic children. My daughter told me the police officer looked like her nana, who was a lesbian. The officer obviously took it the wrong way, said it was a homophobic comment. It wasn't. The officer then entered my home and assaulted me. My daughter was having panic attacks from being touched by them, and they're still continuing to manhandle her. Is there going to be sound? So here we see the group of officers. Yeah, this one right here is the one that looks like a lesbian. I'm sure there'll be a better view of her later. If not, I've got some pictures we're going to pull up after this.
She's made a comment in her own house. You've got her on camera. She hasn't said anything to you. Don't matter. She never got cameras on. She's getting arrested.
No matter. I'm sorry. This is going to sound like, this is probably one of the most angry sounding British people I've ever seen. I can't stand the British accent. I'm going to be real with you guys. Except for yours, Ryan Roger Athay, if you're watching this. But yeah, I wish you guys would pronounce every letter, or at least get close to pronouncing every letter.
Why are you doing units coming?
Yeah, there it is. Hold on, let's... Oh, I can't get a good shot of it.
She's autistic. I don't care. She's autistic. I know you don't care. I'm telling you, I've got units.
Yeah, so she's saying she's autistic, and the cop saying, I don't care. I thought you guys were supposed to be, you know, the British. Oh, we're so much more progressive than our American idiot cousins across the pond. We're so much more progressive. We care about individuals in a way that they don't care about. But here you have an autistic girl who may or may not have said something homophobic. I don't know. I'm not exactly an expert on autism or homophobia. But if you're saying you don't care that she's autistic, you want to arrest her anyway because your feelings were hurt, oh, my poor British fifis. You ain't good enough to be a cop. I'm sorry. Cops in America, where we're allowed to have, you know, like guns and stuff, have to put up with far more on a daily basis. And yet you're going to arrest this autistic child. You're going to, you know, arrest a retarded kid because you don't like the fact that she called you a lesbo. Well, let's be real. You do look like a lesbo, or Conan O'Brien, whichever.
She's coming, she's going to be arrested tonight. I'll wait till the police says she's coming. I'll like him up if I get put in.
That's why we got her on the first place.
You fucking bitch up me if I get put in. Calm down. She's autistic. Can you stop staring at her, please? She's got autism. Can you just stand there? She's in a cupboard. She can't go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, this girl is clearly far into the spectrum. I mean, she's sitting there doing some weird shit, the little bit that we've seen when the mom, I assume the mom, pans back over to her. Like, this is not just like your person on Twitter, oh, I'm so neurodivergent and proud, we need more neurodivergent diversity. Like, no. This girl probably couldn't spell neurodivergent diversity on Twitter. She seems to be so far gone. So yeah, you would think that a good cop would cut this bitch a little bit of slack. So let's be real. First of all, any Brits watching this, I don't want to hear you guys say a damn thing about police brutality with Americans anymore when you guys have a walking Ken doll arresting a retarded 16-year-old kid because her fifis got hurt.
She can't go anywhere. Stand there, dear. They're going to remove her for what? Because you're bothered. Think she said the word lesbian. Her nana is a lesbian. She's married to a woman. She's not homophobic. Look what you're clenching your fist. Go away from my teenage daughter.
What is up with you?
There is something wrong with you, mate. She didn't aim it at the police officer.
It's not homophobic remarks at my colleague.
It's not a homophobic remark. She said, I think she's a lesbian like...
Yeah, first of all, if the child did say, I think she's a lesbian, how is that homophobic? Just stating that is not a homophobic comment in and of itself. Now, if the kid is something like, oh, I hate this dyke cop, yeah, that'd probably be homophobic. But even then, it's a 16-year-old retarded kid. I feel like they should get a little bit of a pass. I mean, you guys give, Muslims, passes for stabbing people in your countries and trying to uphold Sharia law. But yeah, no, let's go ahead and arrest the 15, 16-year-old retarded kid. Like, the UK is off the damn rails.
Like Nana.
She called. If you want to bully people, you just get one of them badges there. That's what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Caitlin! Where'd it go? Where's this? Does it go to right under there?
She's autistic. She don't like people touching her. She will have a meltdown. She won't come out. She's got autism. I'm
Can you
Lisa.
talk to her so she can come out? Because we're trying not to do this, aren't we? We've been trying for a long time.
But she hasn't done nothing, no.
Okay, did he just say we've been trained for a long time? Clearly you haven't been trained for a long time, police homie, if you're trying to arrest a 16-year-old retarded kid for just saying the word lesbian, for calling that dyke of a cop there a lesbian. And yeah, I know, oh, dyke is such a mean, offensive word. I don't give a damn. This cunt of an officer here is literally getting this retarded kid in trouble for something that she probably, in all reality, had no real control over. So yeah, I think the dyke term kind of works here. I don't care how offensive that is.
That officer out there has assaulted me for no reason. She's got autism. She's autistic, man.
The issue is, if an officer decides to arrest her...
She wasn't arrested. They brought her home.
She's under arrest now.
No, but she was going upstairs and she made a comment to me and that officer ran in my house and assaulted me and tried to get to my daughter for now.
If you want to make a complaint about any of it, that's fine.
I am going to.
That will have been on.
I am going to. Yeah, because it is on and she has.
She's now under arrest.
She was full of rage and she ran in the house and she barged me into this corner.
I mean, yeah, that kid looks scared as hell. Like, that was a heartbreaking look on her face. Like, Jesus. And now they're taking the kid out. So, like, is this what counts for policing in your country over there? Let's see. I also explained to them that she has severe scoliosis and a twisted spine, so then pulling on her arms will cause her extreme pain in her shoulders. Well, let's be real. Cops there, probably just like cops here in America, they don't give a damn. They just want to exert their power. What happened here, what I'm going to assume happened, is this lesbo went through years of primary school. That's what you guys call it across the pond, right? Primary school. Went through years of primary school and was called all sorts of mean names on the count of the fact that she liked to eat ladyfish, you know, and then got so just drunk off power when she went to the police academy and graduated, you know, with honors, chap. And now she gets to exert that power on people she deems lower than herself, including these defective products of humans that, you know, are the retarded people out there. That's what's happening. She's exercising her power on somebody beneath her. You know, they talk about how, oh, the Me Too movement, the men, they had power over the women, therefore they couldn't say no. And now we see a woman here exerting her power. She clearly has more power than this girl, A, because she's a cop, and B, she actually has normal cognitive functions. Well, then again, someone would get this offended or upset over being called a lesbian, probably doesn't have, you know, normal cognitive functions, but by comparison to someone with autism, has some normal cognitive functions, and she just blows her gasket like this, gets 6 other cops in there to help arrest an autistic girl. Yeah, I feel like that's a bit of a problem. Also, again, apparently she has scoliosis, so yeah, that just add that to the layers of everything wrong with this. This is a drunk off power lesbo who thinks that, you know, her people, the LGBT crowd, they're in charge. No wrong can be done by the LGBT people because they rule the UK now. You can't even say certain words or else it's a jailable offense. How's that no free speech working out for you there, UK? It's getting your retarded kids thrown in jail. Are they going to be able to sue for this? Like, what is... I have so little faith in the UK justice system. I fully believe they will uphold the cops, say the cops were in the right here. And there she is. There's that Conan O'Brien looking bitch standing over there looking all proud of herself. Oh yeah, you won't put your hands on the little girl, the girl that called you such a mean lesbian. Something you probably heard a gajillion goddamn times. I'm sure that, you know, you got up in the morning, you know, you're like, all right, it's time for me to go be a cop. Let me just get my hair perfed so I can, you know, I can impress all the ladies that I pull over today and try and get some phone numbers. I don't know, you guys drive in the UK, and I know you drive on the wrong side of the road, so I don't know how easy it is for a cop to get to your window. But seriously, this has got to be I guarantee you there's not going to be any sort of, like, charges against her. She's not going to be fired. There's going to be no reprimand. I bet they will give her accolades. Be like, she did what she had to do. She upheld the law because hate speech is a crime, and we need to make sure that even defective, retarded people don't use words like lesbian in public. Awful goddamn proud of herself. So yeah, let's take a look and see what some other people are saying about this right here. I mean, if the shoe fits, right? Maybe the girl isn't so autistic because, yeah, she was at least smart enough to pick up on the fact that this bitch definitely a lesbian. Cop got mad because it was probably accurate and she doesn't want to admit it. Yeah, I mean, in America, at least we have cops that, you know, suck off their other 6 officers to prove that they're straight. You know, that's happened. I would take that over this frumpy dyke any day. You're sheltering autistic children under the floorboards, aren't you? West Yorkshire Police. Yeah, that's a pretty good edit. I like that. But then we got, you know, Optimus here. I'm sorry, but UK, what the fuck are y'all doing? I cannot fathom it being literally illegal to say someone looks like a lesbian. Why the fuck are mean comments being literally policed, especially against neurodivergent individuals? I mean, that is exactly correct. What we have here is a case of someone being so oppressive in their exertion of power, they literally arrest. I cannot stress this enough. They are arresting somebody with minimized cognitive functions for saying someone looked like a lesbian. Where on God's green earth you could not fathom something like that happening in America unless it was like Portland or something. Z3PO says, the look you make when you wake up and find out you were the most despised woman in the UK. I don't know, will she be the most despised person in the UK? Or are there going to be people in the UK that actually applaud this bitch? If you're a UK viewer, by all means, let me know. Like leave in the comments. I want to know. Well, then again, any UK viewer I get probably going to be agreeing with me on this because a lot of you UK viewers wish you had some of that sweet, sweet American free speech. But even so, let me know if anyone you know is supporting this dumb cunt. That video was absolutely off the rails, and it's not the type of thing I would normally cover, but if you guys didn't know, I've said it before on other live streams, I actually went to the police academy. Let me tell you, your boy was not very good at it. Turned out to not be the greatest career path, but that being said, as someone who does truly believe that most cops are out there doing good things at the end of the day that do want to do better for people, then I see stuff like this, and it absolutely enrages me, and I want to cover it, I want to talk about it, and I just can't imagine living in a country like the UK that doesn't have free speech. Like, okay, I get, yeah, Count Dankula, he taught his, or whatever, you know, streamer it was, or YouTube personality, taught his dog to do the Nazi salute, and he got, you know, threatened with jail time, had to do fines, whatever. That was retarded. He had to pay some fines. It is what it is. I think that was obviously a gross abuse of power as well. But at the end of the day, I was going to say I can see the argument for it. I really can't. But at least he was a normal, cognitive, functioning individual. Here you have somebody who is so autistic, you could visibly see them freaking out on camera like their brain is short-circuiting, and you still arrest her anyway, and everyone's looking all smug and proud to do so. What the goddamn hell is going on in your country besides the fact that you don't know how to season your food? I cannot understand why anyone, if anyone does, support this. Thankfully, at least on Twitter, and I don't know if on Twitter it's mostly been Americans or whatnot. It's hard to tell people's, you know, like what country they're from just based on reading their text. You know, everybody, all English looks the same. You can't really hear if they're not pronouncing their R's. But I want to know if anyone in England and the UK is actually supporting this bitch of a cop. I hope to God she gets fired. But those are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on Twitter where you can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I am a nerdy news channel. I mostly cover nerdy news. Again, this doesn't exactly qualify as nerdy, but you know, if you don't like that, check out my video earlier about Baldur's Gate. That's far nerdier. Anyway, it's all here in the nerdosphere, and this has been Words of Paradise.